Captain Marvel comes flying into movie theaters and crushes box office records. What does that mean for the MCU? What does that mean for Avengers Endgame? We're going to talk about that and so much more all in today's WDW Parkhoppers Daily News. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Disney friends. My name is Parkhopper John, and we're starting something a little different. We're trying some daily news. We're trying to put a little bit more content out there. And what better way to start than to talk about everybody's favorite superhero, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel came screaming into the movie theaters this weekend, and I'm going to tell you, it was challenging for me. I'll be honest with you. I'd read a lot of the stories about some of the foibles that star Brie Larson had made along the way with some of the press junkets. And, this is a different type of Marvel movie. This is a Marvel movie that's, girl-centric, female-centric, I should say, excuse me. And it's fascinating because a lot of the comparisons between Marvel's Captain Marvel and DC's Wonder Woman have been made. And both movies are good for different reasons. I hate to say this, and it breaks my heart, I personally liked Wonder Woman a little bit better. Maybe it's just because I've grown up with Wonder Woman. I know more about Wonder Woman and the whole DC universe. But Captain Marvel was a great movie. I know Parkhopper Sid loved it. We got to have a press screening, so we got to see it a week ago. I was embargoed. I wasn't allowed to say anything about it. But it crushed the box office this weekend. It was amazing. We've got a news story here from Mojo, Box Office Mojo. Check this out. Captain Marvel delivers a massive domestic opening at $455 million worldwide, but $153 million domestic. That's crazy. I didn't think that, I knew it would be successful. I didn't think it would be that successful. Disney's release of Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel gave the domestic box office a much needed jolt after the first 2 months of the year struggled to compete with 2018. The 21st entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe delivered the franchise's 7th largest opening weekend of all time, while grossing more over its first 3 days than the combined totals of any previous 3-day weekend so far. That amazes me. I'm happy. I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked with this, even with all the craziness that happened with Brie Larson. I'm interested to see the fall off from next week. I'm interested to see how that plays out. I'm interested to see how many people go back to see it, because that was the whole thing about Black Panther that was so amazing, because people were seeing it again and again and again, and it was still in the top, I think, 5 going into the opening of Avengers Infinity War, which was like, 7-8 weeks later. It was incredible. On average, the 20 previous releases in the Marvel Cinematic Universe delivered a 2.76 time multiplier, which would suggest Captain Marvel's run would finish around $422 million based on the film's domestic opening weekend. That said, should it manage to top Iron Man 3's $409 million domestic run, it would rank as the 5th largest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in terms of genre competition, it has a few weeks all to itself before Warner Brothers' Shazam comes out. Now, that comes out on April 5th. Shazam looks like it's going to be a great movie. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But this is amazing. This means that Captain Marvel will not only blow away expectations. I think that it'll be a great entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Plus, honestly, I think that we're going to see several Captain Marvel movies down the road. I know that Brie Larson has signed up for, I think, 7 movies total in her contract. So she's got a long way to go to be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I have heard rumblings I've heard all sorts of crazy stuff around the internet talking about how the cast of the Avengers is upset with Brie Larson. They're thinking about recasting her. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But I do know that Captain Marvel's got some legs, kids, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great, great, great series of movies for Marvel. So this begs the question, now that we've been introduced to not only Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel, we have a little bit more experience in the galaxy around us with the Kree and the Skrull. We also found out what happened with Nick Fury's eye. We also found out what a Flurkin is, which Parkhopper Sid wants to get one as soon as possible. I'm not sure that's a bright idea or not. But we also now saw, after the post-credit scene, how Captain Marvel is going to enter into Avengers Endgame. Now, I did have some questions about how they did that, because it just seemed like, spoiler alert, it just seemed like she just appeared. I'm interested to see how that actually played out. Did she just magically appear? Was it a time thing where she just happened to be there at the right time? I don't know. It was a very interesting end credit scene. Plus, the second end credit scene was kind of tough to sit through. But I'm fascinated to see how Carol Danvers fits into the MCU. I do know that it was kind of a little bit of a challenge for some of the cast members, because up until now, Scarlet Witch was probably one of the most powerful, Avengers, or Thor. I mean, you could argue Thor. So this is going to be a fascinating movie. I'm super excited about what's coming down the pipe for Avengers Endgame. But it also, as we start moving into phase 4, I think, of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what does that mean? What does that look like? What are we going to see as far as how Captain Marvel maybe connects to Guardians of the Galaxy? How does Thor and what happened in Ragnarok touch on how Captain Marvel is going to play into all that? How does Thanos play in? Is he going to survive? What happens? We've heard rumors of a big bad that's even worse than Thanos. So there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of great stories, I think, left to tell. I am happy about how Captain Marvel did in the box office, contrary to some popular belief. But I think that this is a solid movie. It puts it in place. It starts putting some pieces together so we can get a nice bookend for the last, 10 years, 10, 11 years worth of movies from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nice end cap. Now we can start moving forward and telling even more stories, bigger stories, better stories, and now we have more characters. Plus, I'm not forgetting the Fantastic Fours out there, Silver Surfer's out there. Plus, we still have Spider-Man. I know that we have another Guardians movie coming out. I know that we have another Doctor Strange. So there are plenty of stories to tell. Marvel, this is not a Marvel bomb. I think it's going to be great. If it has legs next week, we'll see. But what do you guys think? What did you think of Captain Marvel? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm excited. Did any of the noise surrounding Brie Larson affect your viewing of this? Is this the type of movie that you'd be excited to show your daughters? Which movie did you like more, Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman? I know that's going to be a topic of conversation in the near future with all my Marvel nerd friends. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And also, a couple things you could do to help us out is like and share this video. We're just starting to do more daily videos. We're going to start putting these out a little bit more often. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us how we can do better. And you can come over to wdwparkhoppers.com/newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter, where we send out information once or twice a week, letting you guys know what we're going to be doing, what we're up to, all the shenanigans that we get into. Also, where we're going to be as far as live shows and meetups. And we'll talk about more about that later on during the week. But guys, I'm excited. I hope you're as excited as I am. Who knows what the future holds for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I think it's going to be, dare I say, out of this world. I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Thank you guys so much for your time. Come find us over at WDWParkhoppers.com. 4 parks, 1 world, and everything in between.